Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm really excited to be bringing you my Week 5 battle from Season 2, Division 1 of the Pokemon Premier League. Yes indeed. Now, today we are going to be facing off against Ethan, Erasthamus Gaming, and the Miami Rotom-Heat. His links of course will be down in the description, along with the link to my Teambuilder video from yesterday. If you didn't get the chance to check that out and you want to see a more in-depth analysis of the team I brought and the reasons why, go and check that out before you watch this game. You'll see, as I said, my reasoning behind the team I brought and the sort of plan I had going into this game. So, against Ethan. Spooky, scary team, we know this. And I should say another thing before we start, this is on Showdown as opposed to on Wi-Fi. Ethan's current situation means he's unable to do Wi-Fi battles, so his battles are on Showdown. Absolutely fine by me. Doesn't matter one way or the other, you know, whatever allows him to get the battle done, we go with it. So we're on Showdown. I'm on the opposite side of the field because replays, I don't know, I couldn't get one on my side. Who can really say why? I should also say that I've slowed down this replay to 75% of its actual speed, because otherwise the video would be about 3 minutes long. I wouldn't get a lot of time because it's much more fast paced, the replays on Showdown, because there's no animations in particular. So that's the reasoning behind that. Now, as you know, I've brought offensive Trick Room Victini, Curse Pass Umbreon, physically defensive Spike stacking Chestnut, special mean look Destiny Bond Miss Magus, an agility modest Thundurus, and mixed defensive mainly physical Tyrantrum. Now, my opponent, Ethan, as you can see on his side of the field, we have Mega Aggron, Clefable, Starmie, Tornadus Therian, Electros, and Tauros. Now there's good things and bad things about that team. Firstly, I'm going to have to work out the sets of the likes of Electros and Tornadus Therian. I still don't really have switch-ins to Tornadus Therian, aside maybe from Umbreon, but I'm going to need to keep Umbreon as healthy as possible for the plan to work. Tyrantrum can take a hit as well, but it's, you know, debatable whether it can take two. He's also, of course, got that nasty Mega Aggron Clefable core, which is difficult to take down. However, there are a few things that I noticed he did not have. Zoroark, for one thing. He did not bring Zoroark, and I'm so happy. You have no idea how relieved I was to not see Zoroark, because that can really put a dent in a lot of plans that I have. You know, the coverage it gets, the power it has, the speed it's at, the fact that it can out-prioritize something in Trick Room with Sucker Punch is a deadly thing. And I was really glad not to see it, because it can do all kinds of shenanigans that I just didn't want to be a part of. Equally glad to see no Mienshao. That thing is just, you know, it's different in the way that it's not a threat when Trick Room is up, but it's the consummate threat when Trick Room is not up. You know, Mienshao was something again that I didn't enjoy the possibility of taking on. You know, one of my two big physically defensive walls. Tyrantrum can be bopped by High Jump Kick. And it gets the likes of Aerial Ace and indeed Acrobatics, which is something I thought he might be bringing, anticipating my Chestnut. So, you know, not seeing that was another big old weight off of my mind. But that's not to say that Ethan's team was not threatening. You know, he's got massive offensive threats, he's got those two defensive mons. No Gastrodon was nice to see. It means the Energy Ball on Victini is kind of wasted, but, you know, better that I bring it and don't need it, than that I don't bring it and I do need it. Or I bring it and he's got Rindoberry Miracoat, God forbid. So, you know, I was happy not to see those three that I've mentioned, but the six he's got on the field are fairly scary in their own right, you know. Mega Aggron Clefable core is devastating, it can take hits from a lot of things. Starmie, that's just a fast, powerful threat. Electros is very versatile and fairly bulky in and of itself. Tornadus Therian is just one of those mons I hate going against no matter what. And Tauros is a very powerful and is personally a mon I really like. It's one of my favourite mons, and it's a mon that if I had it, I'd be willing it to do well. But when I'm facing it, I'm willing it to do badly. So, the plan basically hasn't changed, you know. I'm looking at his team and seeing two real potential leads in the form of Tornadus Therian or Electros. Either way, my lead is going to be Tyrantrum all day, every day, so without further ado, let's get into that battle and see how things played out. So, as I said, I'm going to be leading with Tyrantrum on the opposite side. He does lead with the Electros. This means I can go for rocks. If it was Thundurus, I'd be going for Head Smash, but I can get rocks up. Giga Drain just does so little damage. I'm going to go for Head Smash for damage, and because it's a Tyrantrum, that still does enormous damage despite having no investment. He sees he has to get out there, so he's going to go for Volt Switch and go into his Aggron, because this is basically a free Mega for him, knowing I can't take him out. I'm going to switch into Chestnut, who should be able to take any kind of hit from this, as he goes for the Stealth Rocks. And now I'm going to scout out how much damage I can do with the Drain Punch. It's just under a quarter, and he's able to go for Toxic. Now, at this point I'm predicting Protect. He does in fact switch into his Clefable as I get up a layer of spikes, and he shows himself to be Magic Guard, not Unaware. I was expecting Unaware. Either way, the plan doesn't change. It's now time for plan number 1 to deal with Clefable. I go straight into Miss Majors as he goes for the Moonblast, and gets the special attack drop. This is good, because it means he's got a false sense of security. I go for Mean Look as he goes for Moonblast again, and now he's thinking something's up, but he doesn't act on it. I go for Debond, he goes for Moonblast, down goes Clefable along with Miss Majors. Fantastic. He goes to Starmie. This is good for him because, you know, Tyrantrum was my lead, it's only natural that I go back into it, and I don't really want to be taking him on. But I'm going to go for Protect, just to kind of scout out what he's going to do, and he goes for Surf. Now, after the leftovers, I can live a timid Life Orb Surf from Starmie, and he knows this as well. So he's going to go into Electros, kind of just sacking it off to the Head Smash that's incoming. Nice little KO for Tyrantrum there. And that means that he can get a free switch into his Mega Aggron, just to try and do as much damage as possible to me. Which is not much. Heavy Slam does 23%, and I'm able to phase him out with Roar into his Tauros. Now, he'll have been doing calcs, I know this, and he'll know that he can't take me out with any one move from Tauros, and this is a good mon for him. So he's going to go back into his Mega Aggron, as I just go for the safe Head Smash, just to try and get damage on the Tauros if he wanted to stay in. At this point, my plan is to get rid of this Aggron, so I go for a Protect one more time, just to get as much leftovers back as possible, knowing that he's going to be able to get a Heavy Slam off before I can roar him out. And you know, that's exactly what happens. He does a quarter of my max health, as I roar him, unfortunately, into the Starmie. Now, at this point, I realise Tyrantrum's on a lot of work, and it's time to start going really offensive. So, I let Tyrantrum go down to the Surf, let him take some Life Orb, and go into Umbreon, because it's now or never. Now he goes for a Recover, which I didn't see coming, but it's fine because I can just go for a Sub. And now he goes for Rapid Spin. I'm not sure about this. He gets rid of the hazards, he takes some Life Orb and allows me to get up a Curse. However, I'm starting to realise that this is actually bad for me. I can't pass into Victini on a Starmie because he's just going to kill me. So I have to go for my one attack, which is Foul Play. I do get a crit. I believe that might have been a roll. I'll have to do the damage calc. Either way, he's going to go into his Tornadus, go for the Hurricane, do very little damage, and I can Baton Pass into Victini. And here he was a bit confused. Why would I pass low speed into Victini? So he's going to U-turn, go into his Mega Aggron, I guess, to try and sack it off, but I go for Trick Room. And now it's time. Victini's about to go in. Here comes the V-Create, down goes Aggron. I outspeed it in Trick Room, which is fun. And now I'm at -2, he's got 2 offensive mons left, and they don't stand a chance. Really, they don't. V-Create is going to come in and destroy the Tauros' hopes and dreams. Down it goes, and now all he's got left is a Tornadus Therian, which I'm fairly sure is Assault Vest. V-Create is going to completely and utterly one-shot it from that range. Down goes the Tornadus Therian, and that is going to be the game. So, great game there, Ethan, Erasthamus Gaming. Really enjoyable. I had a good amount of fun with it. I think I just prepped quite well, bringing the unexpected. He was certainly not expecting the likes of that Miss Major set. The Baton Pass into Trick Room Victini came right out of left field for him, I think, and he was completely blindsided. And by the time I'd done it, he really didn't have anything to be able to take on that Victini. The fact that I outsped the Mega Aggron at -1 in Trick Room was nice, but with the +1 defense I had, I don't think it would have taken me out even if it did outspeed me in Trick Room, so I was always fine there. It got a little bit hairy with the whole trying to sit up on the Starmie, because I was sort of getting ahead of myself at that point. I was like, this is it, now's the chance, Starmie can't touch Umbreon, before realising that it can certainly touch the one I was intending on passing into, which was my Victini. So thankfully we were able to take out that particular threat before passing on to Victini, and at that point, you know, the deed was done. The threats had been neutralised, and it was just a low health Aggron and the fast stuff left, and Victini was able to do its thing. Always nice when a gimmick works out for the best. And yeah, we do get to take a 4-0 victory. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that Parasect Germain are 5-0. Didn't see that one coming. I definitely didn't think we'd have won all our games at this point. But it's a fantastic feeling, you know, we are looking strong. And that was a fairly strong performance, I think. I'd like to think that was a pretty dominant. And hopefully that is going some way to proving that unlike weeks 1 and 4, we don't need to rely on hacks. We can do this off our own merit. Hopefully that was a good example of that. But yeah, you know, credit to Ethan. He brought a very, very powerful team. It was just, he wasn't prepared for the gimmick that I brought, you know, which is entirely forgivable. You don't expect Trick Room attacking Victini. He didn't have the mons to deal with that. Particularly why I brought it, you know. I was lost as to what to do against Ethan. I had to bring the unexpected gimmick, and thankfully it worked out. But you know, Ethan's a fantastic player. He really is. This isn't going to set him back too much. I think he's sitting at 3-2 now, which is still a very healthy differential. And it's still early days. We're not completely halfway through the season yet. So, you know, he won't be set back by this. This will just make him hungry for more victories. And he's a fantastic player, and he'll get them. You know, I fully have faith that he'll get them. Better he gets them now rather than in the game that just happened, I find. So, Ethan's links will be down in the description, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Do make sure you go and check out Ethan's links. You'll be able to see his side of this battle, his thoughts on it, his team builder videos, all the rest of his PPL content, and all the rest of his fantastic other content on his channel. Make sure you head over there. You'll be doing yourself a favour. Also, in the description will be links to the PPL Twitter and YouTube as ever for all things PPL, all the updates that you require news on, everything about transfers that are going on, all the news about the Parallel Division 2 that is happening as this is happening as well. You know, check out those links. You'll be able to find all the information you need to keep bang up to date with everything going on in the PPL this season. So, as I said, we are 5-0. Next week, we are due to play Kino of the FC Eviton, one of the newbies to the league. Now, I believe he will be handing over control of his team to his assistant manager for this week just gone and the weeks coming up. So he's absent and he can't do the battle. So he's going to be replaced for the next couple of weeks by his assistant manager, who is Lars, aka El Scizor. And he's a tricksy little sumbitch. I've faced him a few times. He's always got tricks up his sleeve. So, you know, I never really fancied facing either of those guys because they're tricksy. I don't know a lot of what Kino can do. I know some of what Lars can do. Neither of them are particularly appetizing to go up against, but you know what? We're going to give it a shot. Can we beat them? Absolutely we can beat them. Of course we can. With Parasect Germain, we can beat anyone. So, that's going to be, you know, a story for next week though. So look out for Teambuilder for week 6 and the battle coming up later on next week. And hopefully we can continue our winning streak. So keep supporting Parasect Germain, guys. We are going for the top. You know it and you best believe it. So yeah, as I said, we'll be back next week with week 6 of the PPL. But, you know, until then, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.